Everybody, welcome back. So with the recent influx of kits into the country, you guys have seen in the past the SIG 542s, the 543s, the FALs. Well, one of the other things that's been imported were the East German AK kits. They had folding stock ones as well as fixed stock ones, and you know, those are very highly sought after. I myself am not really a fan of the pebble grain stocks, but that's just me. However, to round out my collection, I just figured, well, you know, it'd be really cool to have an East German kit. Now, when these went live, when Centerfire put them live, they went extremely fast. As a matter of fact, the first one I tried to get, I just couldn't hit the button fast enough, and I didn't get it, which was an amazing kit. So I settled for one that has a non-East German, non-matching dust cover. However, the rest of it matches, and the stock has a crack in it. It's actually a wood stock, but Centerfire graciously provided a pebble grain stock. So that being said, we're going to take a look at this today. We're going to see what it looks like. Hopefully it looks good. I think this will make a nice specimen for a build at some point, but I've not seen anybody unbox these, so why not? I think a lot of people like to call these those Arab Spring kits. Of course, that's pretty much just marketing, but whatever. And my suspicion is, since there were so many, sorry, I'm checking for my packing slip here. But my suspicion is that because there are so many kits that came in from Lebanon, that this might actually be something that was in Lebanon. I don't know. That's my suspicion, because you've had so many kits come in, and most of it all came from Lebanon. So, you know, we'll just we'll see what it is. Now, this is kind of interesting. I did not expect this. This was included. I'll try to get a screenshot of this so you guys can see it. And it looks like they were pretty extensive when they went through these over at Centerfire to try to figure out, okay, what matches, what doesn't match. It's really interesting. It had a different, oh, I see. I don't know why that's like that, but okay. So mine is a 1982. It's a KU 1206. It does say that the dust cover is non-matching the bolt carrier, gas tube, recoil spring, all match. Bore condition says it's bright and shiny. Correct German parts, bolt carrier, recoil spring assembly, upper handguard, lower handguard, pistol grip, rear sight, front sight, wood stock, gas tube, muzzle device, mag release, and then of course they have here wood stock cracked. Yes, I knew that when I purchased it. I did see it. However, I'm telling you guys, as fast as those kits were flying, you didn't have much time to reassess the situation and try to grab one, and I decided to this is rather interesting. Maybe they didn't include the pebble grain stock. I'll have to go back and reference the photos now. Alright, well, we're going to see what's going on here. I thought they included a pebble grain stock. Maybe I was incorrect on that. But anyway, you didn't have much time to reassess the situation to figure out what in the world you were going to do about it. That's unfortunate. Like I said, I got to go back and look at the photos here. I'm really not sure what was shown. Now, this is interesting. So, we're going to look at this stock first. Of course, you do see a crack right here in the butt. It is all the way through. It looks like it is a crack that basically is along the wood grain. Now, in terms of being able to mount the stock, you can still mount the stock. Curious as to why it's got an 81 there on that sticker, or on that piece of tape. I'm assuming this came from an 81 kit. I don't know. It's interesting what's going on here. Okay, so the trap door is hitting on the spring inside of there. And the spring's kind of feels like it's at an angle. Anyway, we'll inspect that further. Now these, of course, guys, were not cheap. But here's the thing. Barrels alone for these things go for 800 plus, easily. Now it does look like, oh man, that's really in there. I hope that didn't get damaged. It does look like it still has the original pistol grip, actually undamaged. Well, but anyway, so this pistol grip looks really good. It looks like it is marked. I'll insert a picture here. It does look like it's marked 12 of 1980. I do know these are prone to cracking. The handguard, lower handguard specifically, looks good. Just, you know, it's Bakelite. There's a 34 stamp inside of here, a mold stamp of 34, but it looks pretty, I guess, indicative of the age and general overall condition, so that's nice. No major cracks or anything like that to speak of, so that lower handguard looks really good. Let's check out the important parts, or more important parts in my opinion. Okay, now I was a little concerned about this barrel when I first saw it because I did see some surface rust on it, but it's very little, and the threads look good. A little bit of a boogered up spot right here on the end, but those can be rechased, and I think this barrel will clean up nicely. Of course, you see it is a chrome line barrel, and I'm going to do a quick check to see how that looks. And that is a gorgeous looking barrel on the inside. Reference picture in the top left. Now, that being said, we also have our upper handguard. Now, I want to say they mark these in different places at different points in time. You guys will see here, this one is marked 206. Rather than it being marked on the underside, this one's marked on the side, and I forget which one's earlier, which one's later. I'm not really sure. I did just notice that my handguard retainer is slightly bent. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. But overall, it looks really good. The inside looks good, and that plastic is not cracked. Now, this is the ribbed dust cover, and actually this looks as though it may be a Romanian. I'm not sure. It does have a serial number of 4024 on the back. I do know where I can get some, actually I don't know if that's Romanian or not. I don't remember this ridge being here. That's interesting. If you guys know a little bit more about this, let me know. I'll try to insert pictures on this, on everything, honestly, as I go along here, just because there's just so much to look at. Now, then we have our bolt, and I'll put close-up pictures on this. Is marked KU 1206. Now, our bolt carrier is also marked KU 1206. A little bit of painting going on here on that tail. Like I said, I'll insert pictures, you guys will see it. Bolt's actually in pretty nice shape. Nicer than I expected. And of course we have a recoil spring, and you will see there, I know the light is not playing well today, that is also 1206. Now, some of the more important parts, and that, boys and girls, is the trunnion. One of the most important parts if you want a matching kit or semi-matching kit. Is it a showstopper? No. When you build one of these, you can obviously swap parts out and rehead space and all that fun stuff. And you're going to have to do that with this anyway because this is not the original barrel. Is it an East German barrel? Yes. Is it the barrel that was originally on this rifle? No. That being said, here is our trunnion, front trunnion. Wow, I'm going to take a second, guys. I got to readjust this camera. This is driving me nuts. It is not focusing. Okay, now hopefully we can see this a little better since camera does not want to play nice. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it is marked 82 KU 1206. And it looks like there is a 13 and an oval right here. Once again, I will have plenty of pictures detailing that. But the trunnion looks good. It doesn't look like Bubba took a grinder to those rivets, thank God. I've seen that on my AK-63F, the one I got from Atlantic. Unfortunately, it looks like Bubba might have got this thing in some vice jaws. A few little nicks right there. End of the world? No. But, you know, unfortunately that's how it is sometimes. Now the rest of the parts in here, I don't know about this rear sight. Coincidentally enough, now this rear sight has no markings on the side. Now, coincidentally enough, I did see another East German kit on Centerfire's website that looked like it had a Yugo rear sight. And I have no idea why that was the case, but I saw it. At first, the kit looked really good, and I saw that Yugo rear sight, and I was like, nope, not getting that one. So this one appears to have no markings on it whatsoever. Now, I don't know if that was common for the East German kits. You guys can chime in the comment section, let me know. But that rear sight looks to be in really good shape. Trigger guard, it's a little bent from where they demilled it, but should still work out just fine. Shouldn't have any issues from that standpoint. Of course, pistol grip screw and nut. There is our safety selector. I knew it wouldn't match, but it's marked 017. There's our rear trunnion. Looks to be in good shape. Just a little bit of surface rust. Of course, the all-important gas block with the bayonet ears. Looks good as well. Needs a good cleanup, good sonic bath. Handguard retainer. Looks okay. And of course, we have all the non-legal parts here. I wanted to see if they marked their hammers. They may not have. Yeah, I don't see any markings on the hammer itself. You can tell that hammer's definitely been used. Now, one of the things I will say is one of the reasons, if these did indeed come out of Lebanon, one of the reasons, at least my theory, is one of the reasons these kits are mismatched, some of them are mismatched so much, is because a lot of stuff got swapped out in their Civil War. And that's very possibly the case. Now, do I know that for sure? No, I don't. But that's my suspicion that I'm going off of. Now, unfortunately, this did not come with a cleaning rod, but I can source a cleaning rod. There's our barrel nut. Some of these came with a barrel nut, and some of them are thread protector, and some of them came with a slant style muzzle device. Of course, you have your safety stop, small pins, screws. Now, this is rather interesting. I don't know if this is normal. Notice the two different, I guess I'll have to set this down. Notice the two different thread pitches on those screws. One is much coarser than the other, which makes me seriously wonder about the screws that are included in here. So that's something I'll have to do some research on. least I do have the barrel pin. Question is it the right size barrel pin? I have no idea. Something to look into. Doesn't just fall in, so that's a good sign. But anyway, you know, basically, here it is. Now, I will go back and edit this video. Like I said, I thought the picture showed a pebble grain stock with it. I will reach out to Centerfire about that. Yeah, we'll see. I just don't know. I guess I do need to make sure this barrel just doesn't fall into my trunnion. That would be bad. It definitely does not, so that's good. Hope for the hopeless here. So that's a good sign. Definitely be able to use that barrel. Man, that's a good looking bore on that barrel. It is definitely bright and shiny. They were dead on with that description. So here you have it, guys. Like I said, these came and went quickly. I think at the time of this filming, they might still have one that's mismatched on their site. But you know, for a mostly matching kit, you know, it's not like they're making any more of these each day. They're just not, and they're getting harder and harder and harder to find. But now I have one, and like I said, it's just going to be just another addition to the different types that I have. If you guys know a little bit more about this dust cover, enlighten me, because I don't know what that belongs to. Hopefully you guys can see the defining features on that. Of course, you see how that serial number is stamped in there. Let me know in the comment section down below, because I don't know what that is. I'm just not well versed. I do know that Centerfire said that is not a German and it's not matching. But the rest of it looks relatively good. I mean, this buttstock, it's definitely worse for wear. I guess I could replace that with just a standard hardwood Polish stock, as long as it looks about the same. I don't know. I got different ideas. Of course, I could just go with a pebble grain, and then it would all be, you know, basically look like some of the configuration ones. But anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. Plenty more on the way, and I just want to thank you guys for your patience. Yes, I know it's a lot of unboxing videos, and I am trying to manage my time better so that I can do some range time and do maybe some history videos and maybe do some more restoration videos. I really want to get back to some restoration work because I have so many projects to work on. But just wanted to share this with you guys today. Will any more of these come in? I do not know, but if you guys go out and you price an East German barrel, you guys will find right off the bat that these will run you in excess of $800. They are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. I'll probably end up cleaning this one up, maybe do a little bit of rust bluing on it at some point before this thing gets put back together, obviously. But like I said, just wanted to share this with you guys. If you guys got one of these from Centerfire, hit me up in the comment section down below. Let me know what your experience was. You know, this furniture looks great. Of course, the buttstock, I knew what I was getting with that. But like I said, I'll go back and edit this video if I notice anything that I had missed. Hopefully I didn't miss anything on those. I want to say there was a pebble grain in the picture, but you know, I'll correct myself in this video. But just a big shout out to my subscribers, and I just want to thank you guys in advance for all your likes, your shares, your comments. And you know, YouTube algorithm is very hard to deal with these days. I know Clayco got hit just the other day. I don't know if that was a strike or a warning, but it's unfortunate. My personal opinion is I wish Elon would just buy it, the platform. And yeah, but anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll get off my soapbox now. Until next time, you guys have a great day.